Okay, so welcome everyone to our Brick by Brick Builders Club session, and today I'm very excited to welcome one of my favorite studios in Decentraland, DAPPCRAFT. Been a huge fan of their work for a long time and have spent a ton of time, especially in your Halloween build recently. It was amazing. And I've always wanted to talk with your crew, and I'm excited to see your presentation today and have you guys showcase your CROSSVERSE and for the live walkthrough. And what I was hoping to maybe, and that'll allow people to join us, give it a couple more minutes. Before you dive into your presentation, I would love if each of you introduce yourselves and maybe give a little background on what DAPPCRAFT is and how you guys found your way into Decentraland.
Yeah, sure. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for having us here on the Brick by Brick. So today we're gonna dive into the world of CROSSVERSE, and Sergey, CROSSVERSE and DAPPCRAFT tech lead, and me, Mike, aka Ncosero, community and SMM manager at DAPPCRAFT and CROSSVERSE, are here today. So DAPPCRAFT is a metaverse studio which creates experiences and builds locations in a few metaverses. And in the Decentraland for sure. And the CROSSVERSE is a product of DAPPCRAFT, which we started building, I guess, in 2022, right, Sergey?
I think even a bit earlier, maybe in the very end of 2021, maybe.
Yeah, probably early sketches.
So it's a long story.
Yeah, but we will dive into it a little bit later. So I guess we can get started with our presentation. So first of all, let me introduce you CROSSVERSE. So CROSSVERSE, it's not a typical game. It's a platform that's all about user traffic, aggregation and management for the Web3 ready metaverses. You can think about CROSSVERSE like something in the DeFi space. For example, liquidity is crucial for DeFi space, and in metaverse, user traffic is just as important as liquidity in DeFi. So that's where CROSSVERSE comes in. It's like 1inch plus multichain.org of DeFi, but for metaverses. We aggregate and redistribute user traffic, making it easy for users to move between different metaverses seamlessly. So what exactly are we building? We're creating a platform that lets you build a bridge to any metaverse that supports Web3. And of course, we are starting with the Decentraland metaverse, since it's got wild technical capabilities and a longer history, I guess even more than other Web3 metaverses. And it's the perfect place to kick off the CROSSVERSE platform. Now, here's the things get really exciting. Our CROSSVERSE team has been geeking out on smart wearable in the Decentraland for more than, I guess, a whole year or even more time. And we've come up with
2 years.
Yeah, even 2 years. And we've come up with something what we call a shared AR experience, which can be activated by wearing our Hypo smart wearable. It's kind of like rocking Google Glasses or Apple Vision Pro devices in Metaverse. With Hypo, you, for example, can get to see things that don't even exist in regular reality. It's like a whole new dimension, and here's the kicker. You can create AR objects in someone else's location. Even if you don't own the land, it's like leaving your mark everywhere. You can leave your mark everywhere in Decentraland. But there's also more. Initially, only you can see the objects you create, but we've cracked it and made the AR experience multiplayer. That means the objects you create with Hypo are synchronized between all the other players who have this smart wearable. So far, we've been talking about CROSSVERSE, and now we're starting talking about Hypo, smart wearable. And just a small, for instance, you can hide a key in a location. Someone else can stumble upon it later. And it's like a treasury hunt in the metaverse. And it's like, just like in the real world, right? But here's the thing, the shared AR experience is just the beginning. It's like a layer 2 on top of the Decentraland's base layer. And it opens up a world of endless possibilities. Just imagine yourself painting graffiti, going on epic treasure hunts, or even encountering digital ghosts. It's like stepping into a whole new universe inside the Decentraland. So let's move ahead and discuss Hypo, our smart wearable device that combines the charm of a funny pet with the power of magic wand. So, like CROSSVERSE is not just a game, and Hypo is not just an ordinary wearable. It grants you the ability to explore additional layers of the Decentraland. By equipping Hypo from your backpack, you will unlock a whole new visual essence that accompanies you on your journey. What sets Hypo apart is its retro design terminal, which serves as your gateway to interact with this magical device.
One quick
Through a set of...
Are you going through the slides? Because we don't see it changing.
Oh.
Sorry, everyone was
Yeah, just wanted to say the same.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
Yeah, which one you see right now?
Hypo Smart Wearable, and it has creation story and early sketches.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
this slide.
It just changed. It was a different one. I think you have to click on it and then it'll change. Before it was at the original number 1 slide for the whole time.
Oh, okay. Thanks for pointing out. Okay, so about Hypo. Let me check the previous slide. Okay. What sets Hypo apart, as I said, it's retro design terminal and a set of commands you can unleash the full potential of Hypo and navigate through the metaverse. We introduced Hypo in August and we launched it on mainnet, and I dropped it to our OG community members. And it holds and will hold a vital role in the CROSSVERSE ecosystem. This edition is now available on the Decentraland market. You can check it out. And one thing to mention about Hypo, it's a personalized device, a kind of Swiss knife. And its goal is to be an assistant to any metaverse player. So about the story of Hypo creation, we would like to share some really early sketches. We collected it from our Telegram chats. And here, I guess, very first sketches of Hypo, and you can see the first picture. There's like something.
Yeah. It's still the same slide.
Okay. Now see. Now it's changed.
Yeah.
Looks I have to do it every time. Okay. So here you can see these early sketches of Hypo, and you can see we filtered it out. And we tried to design something which looks like really a retro computer and at the same time like something modern. Serge, our product lead, he filtered out more than 50% of these early sketches. Let me change the slide. Yeah, and we came to this snake-like form, which we have now on mainnet. And on these pictures, you can see the first sketches of this snake-like form, and first transformation of hyper on the last picture. And here is our modern hypo we have right now. Just to make sure you see slides changing, right?
Yep, it's looking good. Love it.
Okay. And now we have this form of hypo, and it can transform to different forms, depends on its states, and depends on mod the player using right now. And I guess I can give you a short walkthrough. Yeah, here's another one nice picture of hypo in a black color. And let me open the Decentraland.
So for the sketches, like, is it like a group? You're saying it's a bunch of people doing sketches, or how does that work with your team? Like, who comes up with these initial, like paper and pencil? That was awesome seeing that.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I have about 30 pictures with early sketches, which I got from our team members.
Nice.
I just couldn't include everything in this presentation, but it looks really really interesting, the full story of creation of Hypo, because it's really evolved from the just computer, this snake-like looking device, and we believe it's really something original in terms of design. Let me share another screen.
And it also has that like cute, friendly kind of like "don't mess with me" element. He's like he's very friendly, but he looks authoritative too. It's funny how that mixture comes through in him. I love it.
Yeah, I believe some people got hyper from market just because we just on the first days when we even didn't understand the features and how it works in the Decentraland. We got it from market just because we liked this digital path which follows them inside the game. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. So when we log into the game, you can equip a hypo from your backpack. Of course, if you have it in your wallet. Okay, let me do it.
What are they going for right now? I know I've been wanting one for a while. I need to get one.
Okay. Yeah, it could take a few seconds, or sometimes even minutes, because of my internet connection. This always works. Okay. And now when I equipped Hyper, I can see this digital path follows me.
Nice.
And I can approach it and open the terminal. And here we can see the loading process. And we see the main functionality of Hyper. We have different mods in our operation system version 0.505 or 0.0, right? It's a special Halloween edition. So we have here Halloween mod as well as exploration, teleport, and exit mod. So we just put the number of command in this terminal. Just type it here, and use enter, and we see they don't have exploration yet, but we're gonna add it soon. So let's try a Halloween PvP mod. We used it for our exclusive tournament on Halloween event. So here you check the storyline, instructions, radio coverage map, volume, and exit command, and close terminal. So it's a long story about this special Halloween event, but let's check the storyline. As you can see, there was a tournament. There was two teams, Zombie Radio and Vamp Radio, and we fought to capture the Decentraland map, and everything players needed to do to deploy a new we call it sometime previously we called it nodes, but for this tournament we called it sorry. Okay, it just looks. Oh no, it's not frozen. Yeah. So the main goal for players was to capture the map, and there was only two teams. And now let's see the environment. Let's close the terminal. As you can see, oh sorry. Okay, now you can see connected nodes everywhere. This is something we call AR. So only people who were hypo can see this environment, can see these nodes. And I can't deploy new now because the event is ended already. But previously, you could deploy a new dots after selecting the team. But I believe it was randomly assigned. You could deploy new nodes and connect it with other nodes of your network, or you could try to hack other team nodes. So here on the nodes you can see which team on this node. So this is Vampire, I believe. So this is first tries of our PvP mod. And previously we had Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 tournaments. During these tournaments, players had to build nodes as well. But something different about these tournaments was that we actually tried to test the technical aspects and infrastructure of the backend. And during the Alpha 1 tournament, I believe it was at the beginning of the year, we tried to test the most basic gameplay of Hypo. Its activation, navigation, receiving rewards. And there were only 10 locations in our database and 30 roles to them. And we did not make detailed gameplay instructions, as we want to check how intuitive the process was, and general advice we tried to ask players it was to finish as many exploration tasks as we could. That was a great event, actually. Let me switch to presentation for a few minutes. Can you see the presentation now?
Yep, looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So about our alpha tests, during the first alpha tournament, we've got 400 quests completed, and CrossVerse provided traffic to clients since and engaging way. We didn't have a lot of players during the first tournament. I believe there was 12 or a little bit more, but 12, yeah, OG players. And our first PvP mod tests in augmented reality, and we think it was successful. And in September 2023, we hosted the Alpha 2 tournament. Yeah, there was 4 rounds of the tournament, and it took place during the all September. And we tested our first player PvP mod, and the players could compete with each other. Since the Alpha 1 stage, we have implemented drastic changes on the backend to solve a lot of unpleasant moments where the Alpha 1 participants faced, and these changes have allowed us to implement a unique experience. And all the players could see during the tests were the really early sketches, and we tested it on testnet. So we pushed Hypo PvP mod to mainnet only in November, I believe, during the Halloween tournament. And we also had more than 40 active players during this Alpha 2 tournament. And as you can see, they made almost 20,000 hacking attempts, and they built 30,000 nodes during this tournament. And we also distributed 2,000 mana prizes for most active players. And talking about the Hyper operation system, I should mention that this operation system enables future improvements and new feature additions, which means we can update this operation system and add much more new mods and features. As you could see in Decentraland, right now we have exploration, PvP mod for Halloween, teleport. You can just put coordinates and teleport to any location in the Decentraland. And also Exa mod. I want to show you this mod in the game. Let me check quickly. So back to the Decentraland. Okay. Now we just need to approve approach hype again. And close. Okay, exit Halloween. You can see this transformation of hyper, and then you run Exa mode. Same gonna happen. It transforms, and now we can fly. Okay. I can say we can fly, we can jump. Right now we can try to fly, but I'm not sure it's gonna work now. But we're definitely gonna improve this feature in the future. But at least jumping works well right now. And also we have info where you can learn.
Can you do that fly mode across anywhere, any parcel, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Doing in teleport, you can jump anywhere, but okay. We have two different features. We have Exa mode and teleport. If I will use teleport, I just need to put coordinates here, and we will just teleport there. Okay, and if I use exe mode, I can just jump right on this parcel. Yeah, probably I can move, but I can guarantee you will be able to move as well. At least you can jump.
Nice.
It's just, we can call it super jump mode right now.
Love it.
Yeah, it's more of a fun thing. For now, you just rocket jump into the sky, and that's all. We plan to extend it more, but our focus now on other things.
Nice. So in the future, you'll be able to like navigate and actually fly versus just jump.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna add more features to the exe mode in the future updates of Hyper operation system. So looking forward for the time we can actually fly in Decentraland. Okay, so let me. Oh, why it says wrong format? Okay, something went wrong. But let me switch back to my presentation.
You need to enter the coordinates.
Okay. No. Okay. So you can just
go
say
back. Something 0, 100, 0.
In this format, right? Does it work? Okay. Yeah, we just teleported.
Oh, nice.
Right on the roof.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, this way you can teleport not to the spawn points of locations, but anywhere.
Yeah,
it's not very handy, and I think in few weeks we're going to push an update with some sort of laser aim to make it more comfortable to use, and I think we will support both of the modes. So you can enter coordinates if you know precisely where you want to go, or you can use a ladder aim to just teleport instantly somewhere around.
Very cool.
Okay. So let's move ahead. And let's talk about our future plans and what's going next. Give me 1 second. So what's coming next? We're planning a special Air Christmas event this year, and we're gonna add in-game interactive onboarding process, because as we see now, it's not super user-friendly to start with Hypo, because you need to read documentation, you need to explore info, but at least you need to know how to run commands, etc. So we're planning to make it easier for this Christmas event. And also, I can say in the close future, but we're gonna we're gonna add the support for custom applications and the simple SDK. I guess Sergey will tell you more.
Sure.
Yeah, and also we cooking more AR experiences in the Decentraland for the next year, which we will share later. And I'm passing the microphone to Sergey, who is our tech lead, and he will tell more about tech side of CrossVerse.
Wonderful. Before that, we have a question from the audience. They're asking, what do you think about integrating POAPs into the Hypo so you can you visit a special scene in Claymapa, for example.
Mhm.
What do you guys think about that?
That sounds interesting actually, because yeah, we know that in Web3 people love to get something, kind of monetize their experience, their contribution, right? And that's awesome idea, but I'm not sure about tech side. But we will notice that's nice idea. For example, to give props for completing quests or attending events. So probably we'll explore it in the future.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for asking the question. I think it was from, I can't even read it right now. It's truncated whenever I have.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, actually, some kind of POPs were already in place during our first alpha in the beginning of the year. We were distributing some NFTs, not POPs, but NFTs for visiting locations where you, while you exploring and following hypo, finding the location. After that, you were receiving NFTs that proved that you have visited this location. So some kind on this.
So play to grab NFTs mod is on the way.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah. So okay. About how it's built and about overall architecture. So as Mike already said, CrossVerse tends to be a full-blown ecosystem bridging metaverses together. Of course, this requires a lot of architectural work, and while I think most of it is back-end oriented, there is a lot of on front-end and the Decentraland related part too. And today I'm gonna shed some light on this part. But first, few words about each of these parts of CrossVerse ecosystem. On the front end, we have designed Hyper to be not just a passive pet, but rather an active companion. And Hyper should entertain player, offer some activities, and extend the observable world. So Mike already said, it's like an AR device for a player. So I can say Hyper is a real smart wearable, like smartphone, but more like I think like a laptop, old school laptop with a tail. And creating a wearable slightly differs from creating a scene, at least in terms of space limit. It's quite challenging how to make hyper visually appealing and being able doing complex animations, how to design minimalistic but yet attractive game mechanics, and how to create various necessary in-world stuff like what these nodes you saw in PvP and so on. And in the end, obey the 2 megabyte space limits. I know that's now it's 3 megabytes, but when we started work and when the Hyper was first released to mainnet with the launch of smart wearables, it was 2 megabytes. So the obvious solution is to move all the resources that can be downloaded at runtime, like textures and sounds, to our own content server, but it's certainly not enough because I think main problem is the models, and you can't download textures for models. You can't download models at runtime. But I think more on this later. Another difference is, for example, raycast, coordinate systems, but this goes off topic, and I think we will discuss more about the space constraint, because this is the main differences between scene and smart wearable. Another part is backend. So we are creating complex backend infrastructure for serving hyperactivities. And I mean, activities like exploration mode, PvP mode, other modes. So these infrastructures must be extensible and robust and capable of supporting new activities as they emerge, which is achieved via adding it as a service. It's not the mono service. It's more like a microservice. So we can add it without hopefully rebuilding the system core. This way, our PvP mode and exploration modes are already implemented, and coming activities will be too. But okay, backend is another huge topic. I think we don't have enough time today for describing it. Maybe next time. So let's go to some details. Two things I want to say is terminal emulator and the animations. And the terminal emulator being the first one. After the initial concept has been approved, we started working on tech implementation, and Hyper got his design as a cute ear-eyed old TV with a tail. But the main thing is his terminal window, which is the primary method of communication with user. And this is a complex task for multiple reasons. First challenge is how do you actually make a terminal widget in Decentraland, with respect to the fact that monospace font yet not supported. The real terminal should support monospace fonts, and many native themes requires the font to be monospace. The solution is as much insane as it proved to be effective. Every single character on the screen in our terminal emulator is a separate label component. So we have more than 2,000 of labels. First time, it looks really impossible, but this became possible after SDK 7 transition, which pushed UI system limits a lot. It was really totally impossible in SDK 6 due to poor performance. We tested it, but discarded this idea. I want to say that as Mike already said, we started work on Hyper long before smart wearables were released. So even before SDK 7 was announced, I think. So our first version was on SDK 6, and the terminal wasn't that cute and not cute, I don't know, not that effective and a lot of problems with it. But SDK 7 really solved this problem. We can now create literally 2,000 components and they just work. And after some optimizations and caching, it will work even better. And funny enough, this problem and final solution gave us much more abilities to play with text, like coloring individual words and etc. Otherwise, been impossible. If you have one or few labels, you can't color every word or every letter. Okay, another challenge is to how to make this terminal to behave like a native one as much as possible. Handling enter key for input, maintain focus after input submission, hiding input field, many other small things that has much impact though. Some of the necessary functionality requires a bit of hacking, to be honest, to make use of it like we need. And another is just not yet supported by the engine. To solve this, we are working with the Decentraland Foundation team and figuring out solutions that will be useful not only for us, but the whole builder community. As for now, some of these goals are already achieved, and while others still being in development. And on the other hand, there is even more complex task, I think. We try hard to make the terminal be user-friendly. That's really hard because, of course, this design itself is an experiment, but we believe it can be usable and handy even if you are no way close a Linux user. This is more about designing the input-output flow of the activity, I mean, PvP, for example. What should be printed, what input we should request from user. But not only this part. Yet, and this is a spoiler, about the Christmas event, we are implementing interactive tutorial to make onboarding more easy for new players. And for this to happen, we have designed another mini terminal, which will be available in game. By in game, I mean you don't need to focus on UI. It will behave like a small thing in the corner, and it will support hotkeys, and it can behave like a conventional PC dialog, but styled in hyper style. And this is going to make communications with Hyper more interactive and comfortable for our users. At least I hope so.
So you said that's coming out during Christmas, or when is the exact date of the event?
Exact date of the event, you mean Christmas, right?
Yeah, the Christmas, when all these updates are going to be, that sounds really cool.
I think it will be 25th of December.
Okay, so on Christmas Day. Cool.
Yeah, we're not sure. Yeah. We're not sure yet about the date, but we'll share a little bit soon. Yeah, but definitely this year.
Around there. So yeah, terminal is work on progress, and we stand in it. But I think the main thing to say about it is that this feature about label components. I was really impressed that Engine supports such load. We can create a lot of labels, and this work. I think improvement between SDK 6 and SDK 7 is more 1,000%, I think, in terms of performance. So, really cool thing. Another thing to say about Hyper and front-end part is animations. So, the feature of Hyper is his movements and transformations. Hyper moves separately from user, having its own speed and acceleration, while playing some neat animations. And while the former about making him behave, move smoothly, while this is a tough nut task too, I want to tell you about the latter. And one of the triggers for creating custom animation pipeline was obviously space-saving need. Hyper-rig contains quite a lot of bones, and as it was said earlier, he should be able to do some complex movements, not only transform to different static states, like Portal that was on the first alpha exploration. First alpha was more intense on animations, and you will surely see it later when we port it to SDK 7. But also change his dynamic stakes, like flying differently in different modes. And this was the case for exploration too. When you're following Hypo, he flies one way, and when he follows you, he flies another way, and so on. While you exploring the location, that is the third set of animations. So making all these movements as a separate animations would bring a lot of overhead, especially because not all the parts of Hyper should behave differently, but only some of them, if not few. And after some time spent on R&D, we came to a solution: clustered animations. We divide Hyper complex rig into so-called clusters, for example, tail, antenna, ears, and others. Next, we animate each subset of bones separately, and then combine final animation from these clustered animations. The last part is the most tricky one, I think. So for this part, we have implemented a system which uses the Decentraland Engine blending capability, along with a separate GLTF model parser script, which inspects Hyper model and extracts all animations metadata as a JSON configuration file. This way, we can define animation groups right inside the scene, building desired animation with just a few lines of code, thanks to some TypeScript generics and few sleepless nights, I think. So this method allows us to change only parts that we want to change, giving more flexibility, saves space for sure, and also saves animation artist's work. Because we animate only few bones. That's easier. We have some ambitions empowering this system even further, but I better tell you about this when it actually happens. But there is huge plans, So to summarize, this system allows us to save a lot of space, and actually without it, even for Hyper doesn't have really a lot of animations yet, because not very much mods released yet. But with every upcoming activity, we need to have some new animations, new movements, and this system allows us to do it more easily and with little space in print. I think even for actual animations that are already was used during exploration, during PvP, only this subset of animations would already be more than 3 megabytes if we didn't do this system. So I think that's all for my part. Mike?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sergey. Thanks for enlightening the tech part of CrossVerse.
Hope it was interesting.
Yeah. And we also want to mention that we are grateful to Decentraland DAO for funding the CrossVerse initiative. And we also want to invite everyone to help us build CrossVerse and join our community. And also let us know if you have feedback or ideas. Also, please send me a message if you have a desire to collaboration. And thanks again who joined us today, and thanks for inviting us. And let's build together in Decentraland. And also, we have a little gift from DAPPCRAFT for everyone who came today. And I made a snapshot of all participants of the event. And I guess we will share details how we will distribute it a little bit later. So please join our Discord and we will share it.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Do you guys have
a link to your Discord?
Yeah, sure. I will share in the chat.
Yeah, and if anybody in the audience has any questions, please, you're welcome to raise your hand and come on to the stage as well.
By the way, Nico, hello. I see you.
Yeah, I told him, I'm like, Nico, you have to come. This is awesome. He's our next guest. He'll be on another, he's been a guest a couple times already. So he's coming back to talk about, I believe, SDK again next week. Oh yeah, come on up. Welcome, Nico.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes.
Or do I have to? Yes, awesome. Thank you for presenting this. I missed the start of it, sorry about that, but I did see the end. And yeah, like I'm a big fan. I played around with this some and has a bunch of potential for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been watching it for a while, and this breakdown really helps understand exactly what you can do with it. Because I've been looking at it and like kind of curious. I'm like, I understood the way you described it as that additional layer and like opens up a new universe to Decentraland is definitely, now I understand it. So I'm excited. I've been eyeing the marketplace too. They go for about 100 mana is the one that's listed right now, the lowest price. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to grab one for sure.
That's not so much.
Yeah, that's a really good price for this. So, and yeah, definitely keep us posted about when exactly the date is for that. And obviously you have to have one of these smart wearables to participate in that event, correct?
Okay. We are not sure yet about this.
Yes.
But of course, we want to have as many players as we can. So we're trying to make it easy to people to participate, but right now we can't share details. So I guess we will share it in the announcement of the event.
Awesome.
But most likely, people who don't hold Hyper also will be able to participate.
Yeah, we are experimenting with packing Hyper inside portable experience, so it's possible.
Very cool.
Nice.
And is there like a headquarters? I mean, I know DAPPCRAFT has a headquarters in Decentraland. Is there like a headquarters for CrossVerse, or not yet?
Yeah, it will be. It for sure will be.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah, because
Yeah, at least we need a location where people can grab this portable experience. So yeah, probably we will not have HQ location for CrossVerse before this event, but definitely we will have it in the future.
Oh, very cool. Awesome. Nico, I don't know if you had any other questions for them. Ask away if you do.
I don't want to ask you to say something you already explained at the start. But any plans for any other smart items coming soon? Or smart wearables? Sorry. I can't believe how often we just confuse smart items with smart wearables. I've been trying to correct this for years. I still keep saying it. Is there anything else in your plans?
Yeah, Sergey, do we have plans to launch another smart wearable for CrossVerse?
Another for CrossVerse? No, I think no. At least not this time.
Yeah, probably. We will find the ways to share this experience with more people, because our original collection has only 100 items, right?
Sorry. Yeah. Now I got it. I think yes, this pretty much can be the case. Yes. I thought you mean another smart wearable, but relaunching Hyper as another collection, yes, it's possible. We are thinking about it, and also we are thinking about integrating it with their portable experience, as I already said.
Yeah, probably Nika missed that part about hyper operation system. That's why we actually don't need other smart wearables, because we can just update hyper operation system if we want to add new features or new mod or something else.
Nice. That's really cool. But by the way, I've been talking to Sergey lately about you needing to have access to content to be able to do raycasts against any scene, be it SDK 6 or SDK 7. That's actually something that we are about to release as a feature today or tomorrow. So like now it's going to be possible for for the little hype pods to also find ways to move around spaces that are in SDK 6.
It's really great. I was talking about this on the slides about that our plans to do some upgrades for our teleport command, and this is exactly the case I was talking about. We are working with the Decentraland team to push the limit further, and the one case was the raycast system and the incompatibility between SDK6 and SDK7. And now, as Nico said, it's possible to shoot array from smart wearable on SDK7 to the scene on SDK6 and get some hit information. So it allows us to do some cool things like set laser aim for teleport to happen.
Right. We had this older portable experience I was working on as an example, the portable experience, and it was pretty limited by the fact that you can only shoot portals in an SDK7 scene. So most of the world that is still using SDK6 was, not usable in that sense. Now that should no longer be the case. Actually, this is like we're releasing like right now. Like the last commit went out like 3 minutes ago. So there will be a version release like in the next hour or so probably. And that will be included there.
That's great.
So anyway, yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Nico. I'm so glad you're able to come. It's recorded, so you can watch the whole presentation as well. I'll have it up here later.
I will check it out later. Yes. Thank you.
No, I'm excited. He will be coming next week, so everyone join us then. But yeah, if anybody else in the audience has questions, or Nico, you're welcome to ask any others before we wrap it up. If anyone has any, you can raise your hand, or Nico, yeah.
I'm good. Thanks. No, I played quite a bit with Hype, and I have a pretty clear idea of what it can do today. Well, I guess, are there any plans to extend the game, like beyond the whole network, hacking system? It looks like it's a very extendable kind of interface, right? There could be potentially a lot of games packed into the experience, right?
Yeah, do you mean our PvP mode or Hyper at all? Like the whole experience
in PvP.
Right. Yeah, the PvP.
Okay, about PvP, I'm pretty sure it can be extended, and with each of the versions, we're trying to bring something new. As I mentioned before, we had Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 tournaments, and also we have special Halloween tournament, and if you would see how it looked during the Alpha 1, it is totally changed to our Halloween tournament. Also, we started to implementing easy onboarding ways for players for the beginning. And yeah, for sure, we can add almost everything we can imagine. Okay, I said it, but now Sergey is gonna say no, right? But what I mean, yeah, we have vast field of opportunities and ideas what we can pack in Hypo and in PvP mode. And yeah, definitely even during the upcoming tournament, we'll have some changes to PvP mode.
Yeah, I want to add that as it was in Halloween mode, it was a new feature. It was teams there. So we did team PvP for Halloween, but it will be possible to join teams in our PvP standalone. I don't know how to call it, but you can think about it like PvP standalone and PvP adopted for some event like Halloween or Christmas, but it's for sure in our plans to launch the PvP itself, native mechanic too, and it's much more complex. It's harder to onboard and harder to understand for new players. So we start with more simple, more casual activities like Halloween, and the Christmas event would be not very hard to start with too. But someday we will launch the PvP and will, of course, push it further with more interactive hacking and, really lots of ideas.
Love it. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you guys for taking the time to join us and for sharing with the community your project. I'm definitely going to be picking one of the smart wearables up before they go up in price. I'm sure they will. And please let me know and any more details of the upcoming event. And excited that you said you're possibly opening it up for non-hypo holders as well. It would be a great way for them to get to know what you guys are doing, because it's really, really awesome, I think. And also, everyone here who, or those who are watching the recording later, be sure to join the CrossVerse server to stay in the know of all their upcoming events. And I see you guys always post on your Twitter as well, correct?
Yeah, and again, thanks for having us today. And we will be glad to join Brick by Brick later, probably next year, and share more updates and share our new experiences in CrossVerse. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah, I would love that. We'd love to have you back. Thank you, and yeah, hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and catch you guys next time. And we'll definitely be welcoming you back whenever you want. Awesome. Well, bye everyone. Until next time. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks all. Goodbye.
Thanks again for your great presentation.